What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through my round 23 AFL tips, as well as having a look at how I did back in round 22. So let's do that first off. Alright, this is how I did back in round 22. I got a total of 7 out of 9 tips, and I was in the top 27% of tippers last round, I guess. These are all the tips that I got correct and incorrect. I got the Pies tip correct, got the Bombers tip correct, I got the Swans tip correct, I got the Lions tip correct, almost got the Melbourne tip correct, but I didn't get that one correct in the end. I got the Freo tip correct, I didn't get the Dogs tip correct, I got the Saints tip correct, and I got the Power tip correct. Having a look at where that puts me in my own tipping comp, that puts me in 20th spot on a total score of 122 points. As you can see here, we've got 39 participants in my own tipping comp. As we just take a look through the ladder here, maybe you can see your name on the ladder, see how you're going. But yeah, let's just take a look at who's on top. We have got Shannon Humphreys on top, who got a total of 7 out of 9 tips last round, same as me, and got a total, and who is now on a total score of 136 points. So well done to Shannon. But without further ado, let's take a look and see what my round 23 tips are. Alright, kicking off round 23, we've got a big Friday night clash between my Pies and the Lions. My Pies are coming off a what ended up to be a close win, an 8-point win over Geelong, while the Lions also came off a close win in the end, a 6-point win over the Crows. It was for the Lions. This is going to be a ripper of a game. It's first v second. I think this is like, I don't know, my first v second game I've been to all season this year, or it may be my third, I don't know. But yeah, it's exciting stuff. It's at Marvel Stadium. It's going to be a cracker of a game. Listen, I know we've got a few injuries, and I know you're probably going to say, Bit of Footy, you're an idiot for tipping Collingwood, but I am going to be backing in my Pies. I just can't not back in my Pies, so I'm going to be backing in my Pies to get the job done by a margin. I do think it's going to be a close game. I'll say a margin of 7 points. I just feel like we're going to come out, really hungry, really, we're going to come out with a good attitude towards this game against the Lions, and we're going to manage to somehow get the job done, even with, all the outs that we have. I just have a good feeling about this game. I don't know what it is. I just feel like we're going to be hungry to get the win, considering that if we do win this game, we do lock in top spot and we do get the minor premiership. So yeah, I reckon we're gonna get this. I reckon we're gonna get the win in this game. So backing in my Pies over the Lions. I do think it's gonna be a very good competitive game. I mean, like I said, it is first v second, but yeah, I'm backing in my Pies to get the job done over the Lions. Come on, the Pies. Next up, we've got the Tigers taking on North Melbourne at the MCG to kick off the Saturday games of footy. Richmond are coming off that loss against the Saints, while North Melbourne are coming off that 9-point loss against the Bombers. I do think this is going to be a very interesting game because, if North Melbourne can be as competitive as they were last round against the Bombers, I do think it will, make this game, sort of interesting and maybe very close in the end. But yeah, I am going to be tipping Richmond to get the job done in this game. The Tigers, they've lost 3 in a row now, but I do think they'll be hungry to win this game over North Melbourne at their home ground of the MCG. So I'm backing in the Tigers to beat the Roos in this one, but hey, you never know, North Melbourne could surprise us. Next up, we have got the 2:10 game between Gold Coast and Carlton at Heritage Bank Stadium. What have we got here? I think Gold Coast are coming off that loss last round to the Swans. Well, the Blues are coming off that exhilarating 4-point win against Melbourne last round, and the Blues, they've won 8 in a row now. Can you believe it? What an absolute huge turnaround for Carlton. They're now 5th on the ladder as well, so it's just a massive turnaround for them. Yeah, I don't know. It is at Heritage Bank Stadium where the Suns do play very well, obviously being their home ground. But you know, I just like. I can't see Carlton in the way that they are right now, and the mood that they are right now. I can't see Carlton dropping this game. So I'm backing in the Blues. It'll be interesting to see how it does go this game because Harry Mackay is coming back into the side. So it'll be interesting to see how they use Harry Mackay in this game, considering how well their forward line has been playing, you know, spreading out for each other. You know, just their forward line has been really good the past few weeks without Harry Mackay. So it'll be interesting to see how they do use Harry Mackay in this game in a forward line that's been playing very well the last few weeks. But yeah, the way that the Blues are going, I can't not tip them. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in Carlton to beat the Suns in this one. Next up, we've got the twilight game at Giants Stadium between the Giants and Essendon. The Giants are coming off that pretty big loss against Port Adelaide last round, while the Bombers are coming off that 9-point win over the Roos last round. And looking at the Bombers' last 3 results, Jesus Christ, they've all been single-figure margins. 2-point loss to the Swans, 1-point win over the Eagles, and a 9-point win over the Roos. What a roller coaster of the last 3 games for the Bombers and their fans. Jeez, this is going to be a tough one to tip because I could definitely see the Bombers finding a way to get the job done in this game. But it is at Giants Stadium. The Giants play very, very well there, obviously, because it is their home ground. And yeah, I don't know, even though the Giants have lost their last 2 in a row, I still feel like they'll manage to get the job done in this. They'll manage to get the job done in this game. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Giants at home to get the job done over the Bombers. I do think it's going to be a relatively close game of footy still, but yeah, I just feel like at home the Giants will get the job done and get back onto the winners list. Next up, we've got a very juicy and a very good game of footy to look forward to on Saturday night. In fact, we've got 2 good games of footy on Saturday night, but we're kicking it off at Marvel Stadium for the game between St Kilda and Geelong. The Saints, they've been in some pretty decent form the last few games. In fact, they've won 3 of their past 5 games, and last round they got the job done over the Tigers. The Cats, they've been in a bit of a 50-50 form, I will say. They've won 2 of their past 5 games. The last round, they got done by my Pies by a margin of 8 points. Jesus, this is going to be a ripping game, I reckon. I mean, the Saints have been playing some decent footy the last few weeks. I mean, they could have almost won 4 of their past 5 games. I mean, they were in that game against Carlton to the point where they could have won it, but the Blues got the job done in the end in that game. I don't know. I'm going to be backing the Saints in this game to get the job done. I just have a weird feeling that they'll manage to get the job done. I don't really know what the Cats' record is like at Marvel Stadium. It's probably like still decent, but you know, the Saints at Marvel Stadium, they play Marvel very well, obviously, because it is their home ground. I've said that like for a few other teams in this video, but yeah, it is their home ground. They play it very well. You know, if they can get the game on their terms, St Kilda, they'll have a very good shot at winning it. I just feel like speed's the game for the Saints, so if they can bring a lot of speed into this game, I reckon it's going to help them out a lot. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Saints to get the job done over the Cats in this game at Marvel. Next up, we've got the second ripper Saturday game. This one between Adelaide and Sydney. Boy, oh boy, wow, what a ripping contest this will be. If the Crows can manage to get the job done, you never know, finals will maybe still be on the cards for the Crows, depending on how other results go. Yeah, get the ladder predictor out, but the Crows are coming off that 6-point loss against not Carlton, against Brisbane last round, while the Suns are coming off, well, not the Suns, the Swans are coming off that 24-point win last round over the Suns. Yeah, this is going to be a heck of a contest. It's at the Adelaide Oval. The Swans do play the Adelaide Oval very, very well, in fairness to them. But, you know, I've seen some very good results from the Crows at the Adelaide Oval against very decent sides. And I'm going to be saying, and I do have to say the Swans, you know, looking at their past few results, the Swans are a decent side coming into this game. But yeah, I just have a feeling, you know, the Adelaide Oval, it's going to be bumping. The crowd is going to be there for the Crows. It's just going to be, you know, it's going to be all good things are going to be heading towards the Crows. So I'm going to be backing in the Crows in this game to get the job done over the Swans at the Adelaide Oval. You know, the Crows at the Adelaide Oval this year have been very, very good. They've caused a few upsets along the way. So yeah, I'm backing in the Crows over the Swans here at the Adelaide Oval. Next up, we've got the first of the Sunday games. We've got the Dogs taking on the Eagles at Marvel Stadium. The Dogs are coming off that 3-point loss against Hawthorn last round, while the Eagles are coming off that 101-point loss against the Dockers last round. Look, it's pretty hard to not tip the Dogs in this game, so that's what I'll be doing. I think they'll be I reckon the Dogs will be really hungry in this game. I reckon, you know, they'll feel a bit disappointed last round for that, you know, loss against the Hawks. I reckon they really should have won that game, the Dogs. So, you know, they did do well in the end to cut the margin back to 3 points and, you know, be in a chance to win the game against Hawthorn. But yeah, they didn't end up winning that game. So I feel like in this game they're gonna come out a bit hungry with you know, a bit of fire in their belly, and you know, will really want to put it on against the Eagles. Maybe get a bit of percentage. They're in 8th spot currently. They'll want to, you know, really make sure that they win this game to really, really make sure that they've got, you know, a real chance at locking in a final spot for this year. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Dogs to beat the Eagles in this one. Next up, we got the twilight game at the MCG. It's Melbourne taking on Hawthorn. Melbourne are coming off that 4-point loss, that 4-point controversial loss against the Blues last round. Well, the Hawks, they're coming off 2 wins in a row now. Last rounder was against the Dogs. Wow. If Hawthorn could win against Melbourne, Jesus Christ, watch out for next year. I mean, if you're a Hawks fan at the moment, you'll be very happy with how they're playing. 2 wins in a row against teams in the top 8 as well. And this is another team in the top 8. This is a team in the top 4 as well, being Melbourne. But yeah, I don't think Hawthorn will get the job done over Melbourne in this game. I think Melbourne will be a little bit too good for the Hawks in this one. But you never know. The Hawks could manage to surprise us for a 3rd week in a row. But yeah, I think the D's, you know, even though they lost last round, they still played some very good footy. They've won 4 games out of their past 5. So yeah, I'm backing in the D's to get the job done over the Hawks in this one. And the last game of the round is between Fremantle and Port Adelaide at Optus Stadium. The Dockets are coming off that big win against the Eagles by 101 points. Well, the Power are coming off a win last round to break the 4-game losing streak that they were on. They got the job done last round over the Giants. Wow, I reckon this will be a very interesting game. You know, the Dockers, they played some very decent footy. Obviously, it was against West Coast, but, you know, they still played some very decent footy. They got the job done by over 100 points. So they'll be feeling good coming into this game, especially with it being at their home ground this game. But, you know, the Power, they got back on the winners list last round in a very good fashion. They're 3rd on the ladder. Even, you know, the loss that they had before that win against the Giants, the loss that they had against the Cats. You know, in that game they showed that they're still, you know, they're still in a good way this year, and you know, they're, like I said, they're third on the ladder. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in Port Adelaide in this game to get the job done over the Dockers. You know, I think we can sort of all agree that Port Adelaide have been playing, you know, the better footy than the Dockers this season. And yeah, so I'm going to be backing in Port Adelaide to get the job done in this one. I do think it's going to be a very competitive game. It is at Optus Stadium. It is in Perth. So, you know, you never know. The Dockers could come out firing and get the job done. They're a bit of a 50-50 side, the Dockers. You never know what Dockers side you're going to get. But, you know, if it is the competitive Dockers side, we could be in for a game. You can never count out the Dockers, especially at home. But, yeah, you know, Port Adelaide, like I said, third time in a row now. They are third on the ladder. They've been playing some very good footy this season. So, yeah, I'm going to be backing in Port over the Dockers in this one. So those are all my round 23 tips done and dusted. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your round 23 tips in the comments below. Compare them to mine. And, yeah, have a good one. Cheers.